So I bought the Aprilia last year. I've got a VFR 800 that I really love and never sell, but it doesn't quite have the soul of the Aprilia, of course. And I've had no problems with it, but now that I'm looking, I find I've got a valve cover gasket leak, which is not a really big deal, but you know, it hasn't been touched from the factory, so I'm a little disappointed. I mean, it's not a Honda, so we'll get that fixed up. But first things first, we're going to do an oil filter and oil change. The filter is just behind the ABS unit here on the front of the belly pan, if you want to call it that. And there's not a lot of room to take it out. So I'm not sure whether I have to remove some of these plastics or not. But what I've done is I've bought a Fram oil filter wrench, an adjustable one. It seems to be good quality, and I've tried the fit. It will fit in there. So I'll take another picture here and give you an idea of the clearances we're talking about. So before I get too carried away, I need to get the bike up to operating temperature. That way the oil, when it drains out, will flow a lot easier. So here's a picture of the filter from underneath. And as you can see, from the front here, the front of the filter to the ABS unit, it's not even quite 2 fingers. So you can't really put one of those cap end ratchet adapters on this filter. So we'll get the adjustable pliers on there and see if we can spin this thing out. So there's the bolt. It's got a bunch of crud and oil and crap on it, so I'll clean that off. I think it's a 22 millimeter bolt, and we'll catch the oil and send it back to recycling. So there it is. The filter is off, and what you want to make sure is that this face surface on the engine is clean, and that the gasket from the filter did not stick to it. Because you can put a filter back, screw it back on, and you wouldn't even know that there would be 2 gaskets on there until you started it up. It happens, so just make sure it's clean. So the Fram wrench worked well. It's still tight in there, but you can get enough grip on it to back it off. And here we have a Aprilia filter, and this is the gasket I was talking about earlier. Sometimes it can stick and stay behind if somebody hasn't put oil on it. And as you can see on the side, it mentions you need to put a little bit of oil on this rubber gasket here before you tighten it up. And it even tells you the tightening, 2 Newton meters, or 15 plus or minus 0.2 Newton meters. And it works out to like 168 inch-pounds. And these are the crush washers. They're a little different than some of the other ones I've seen. Usually they're copper, but this one looks like maybe aluminum with a little piece of plastic or rubber on the inside. And the part numbers for those are GU01154-230. And I'm using this oil over here. It's 15W50 synthetic. So there it is. The filter is hand tight plus a little bit more, and then the plug is in, 22 millimeter socket and 14 foot-pounds, which isn't a lot. So the information I have now is 3.2 liters of oil, and that's with the filter change. So seeing that this jug of oil is 4 liters, I'll just take 800 milliliters out, and then I can pour the whole 3.2 liters in the engine, and we'll be done. So now I have my 3.2 liters of oil in the engine. You can see through the sight glass that the level is near the top of the top mark of being full. And it is up on stands right now, so it might show a little bit off, But what you need to do now is you need to start the engine. Once you've confirmed you do have oil in there, and obviously you put it in so you know, but it hasn't been leaking out. You need to start the engine and to fill the filter, and just then turn it off, and then check the engine oil once again, just to make sure you're where you want to be. And that's pretty much it. One thing I don't like is the engine oil filler cap. It's plastic, so be very careful when you're screwing that back in that you don't cross thread it.